What's the story? Yours truly, Phil here. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for stopping by. Today I'm going to be talking about a film by Ross Colleen, a 2021 film called Love Yourself Today. The film centres around the music of Irish singer-songwriter, living legend, the one, the only, the incredible Damien Dempsey. But the film also turns the lens onto his fans. And yourselves as well, of course. Love Yourself Today is an emotive celebration of modern spirituality and the power of music to heal our souls. So this will be a spoiler-free review. I won't be going into the specifics of the stories that are shared within this film. I strongly urge you to watch this movie. It's available, as best as I know, on YouTube to buy or rent. That's how I've been able to watch it. I purchased a copy of it shortly after it came out, and it's been on my YouTube in my movies, and I've been able to watch it on the go, been able to listen to it on the bus, the whole bit. So I strongly urge you to check it out any which way you can. I was lucky enough to see it in the cinema. It had a short run in the cinema when it came out, and I brought my wife and my two incredible children along to see it as well, and they loved it just as much as I did. So let's get into it. So the film starts off with Damien making his way out onto the stage at Vicar Street, as he has done every Christmas for the last 17 years at the point this film was made. So we could, I think we're looking at the 20th anniversary, maybe 21, of him playing these. That's cool, isn't it? 20 years, imagine, of him doing Vicar Street. Absolutely brilliant. I'm proud to say I did attend the very first times he played Vicar Street, back in the early 2000s, when he was promoting the To Hell or Barbados album around 07. And approximately in around 07, I got to see the original shows in Vicar Street, and they changed me forever. My first time actually seeing him was the Olympia in 2005, and it was a real page turner in my life. I have to admit, he really helped and enriched my life ever since I've heard him. Quick story for you. In 2003, I was working for a fizzy drink company, and we're doing merchandising, and I worked the bar at night time, and I did this during the day. So when I was 18, full of energy, couldn't do it now. The guy I worked with, who he drove, and the two of us just did merchandising for this company. And the minute I got into the car, first day I got in with him that summer, he had Seize the Day in the CD player. And I was sitting there, never met this guy, just shook hands with him and learned his name 5 minutes ago. And Negative Vibes comes on. And I'm like, my first initial thought was, what's the story with the accent, And he goes, this is Damien Dempsey. I goes, my friend's after giving me this CD. He says he's incredible. So without getting into it any further, we listened to Seize the Day back to back, morning, noon and night, for the entire 3 months of that summer. And that you can take to the bank. We sang our hearts out going down the motorway, the M1, the M50, singing our hearts out. For those 3 months, we were brothers in this album and this music. It made us bond and brothers forever. And Damo's music did that. He changed everything. And from that moment on, I was in for life. Absolutely. Love you, Damo. You are the greatest. So, back to the film. Sorry for going on a little bit there. But, why not? We're all Damo fans here. Let's share the love. Let's share a bit of goodness, bit of stories. And you share your Damo stories down below. Any gigs, first experience, any Vicar Street experience of concerts, I know you do. So sharing comments below, light up the comment section with positivity, love and respect, okay? So every year he does a series of concerts that comes up in writing across the screen, that every year Damo does a series of concerts, and for the fans this has become almost a ritual, which is absolutely correct. And he exclaims that, so he comes out on the stage, yeah, and he hypes up the crowd, and we get "Love Yourself Today," and then he says that music can heal trauma, and then he gets into the first track of the movie, "Not on Your Own Tonight," from the album Shots. Incredible song. By the way, the film is also in black and white, which is an amazing touch, I might add. It's beautifully filmed. The crowd, and like, to actually get the feeling of a Vicar Street gig on film is an achievement in itself, if you ask me. Now it's so obviously nothing comes close to the actual experience of seeing Damo on Vicar Street. Absolutely, positively nothing. But holy God, does this come close. It really gets you in the thick of it. It's beautifully filmed, beautifully shot, and it really is a sight to behold. So he gets into "Not on Your Own Tonight," and then we're introduced to the first of 4 people who are sharing their life stories within the duration of this picture. So we meet Nadia, and I don't want to tell you about Nadia's story. We'll leave Nadia to do that herself. She tells a beautiful story, rich in detail, heartache, struggle, and she tells it in her own words. So the first of 4, we get introduced to Nadia, and then we get introduced to our second person, a young man called Paki, a boxer, and he is struggling very much with mental health problems. The lady Nadia in the beginning, her struggles are she's struggling as a recovering addict, and in this case with Paki, he's more on the mental health side of things. He says as a young man, he struggled very much with mental health, but no one knew anything about mental health back then, which is absolutely true. You know, you were told to toughen up, boys don't cry, you know, go on, you'll be grand, just walk it off, or just we don't speak about things like that. You know, that this kind of closed off attitude that that basically growing up in 80s and 90s had, kids were seen and not heard, unfortunately. So Paki gets into a story, and yeah, again, you'll watch it and you will learn his story. So then we move on to a third gentleman, an older gentleman, Jonathan, who again has had issues with alcohol and mental health, and there's a beautiful scene of him swimming in the ocean. The black and white, the landscape shots, everything is just incredible, and he exclaims gratitude and how he's grateful for how his life has come around to where he is now. But he has had struggles and hardship, which he goes into in detail. And all these stories told by these incredible people are as uplifting as they are heartbreaking, and it just shows that you're not on your own. There is people who have your struggles, mental health, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, any type of abuse that exists. You're not on your own. There's people out there who are struggling just like you, and these people get their stories across, filmed beautifully by Ross Colleen, with a delicate, sweet nature to it, that is really just captivating to watch, truly. So after we meet Jonathan, we meet Damo, of course, because Damo is our fourth storyteller within the film, and he exclaims that music was there to heal him, and that music was healing him. That was his source. And then we get back to some music. We get to see Patience performed live at Vicar Street again. the crowd buzzing, jumping, singing, the absolute vibrations in these live scenes are truly incredible and were absolutely awesome to see on the big screen with a big old surround sound. It was A1. So, and then we get a little acoustic version of Ghosts of Overdoses, which is my personal favourite Damien Dempsey song of all time. I know it's like picking which kid you love more, but I have to say that song truly is my favourite Damien Dempsey song of all time. And then we go back to our stories again. We return to Nadia, and then we go back to Paki, and then we hear their stories, how their beginnings, their middles, and their presence. Again, beautifully told, right out of the person's mouth, telling their own in-depth, personal story that we're just so thankful that they've chosen to share it with us through this film. And then we move on to Damo, of course, and he always says if I hadn't reached out to my mum when I was depressed, I might not be here today. And that always gets me. Absolutely, I was in a similar situation, and I took a leap of faith and reached out also to my mum. Love you, mum. And if I hadn't, it was bad. And I reached out. I took a leap of faith, and I thank God for it every day. And Damo says the exact same thing, and it gets me every time. And then he gets straight into the extremely emotional performance of Chris and Stevie, and the camera glides around the crowd, and everybody's been reduced to rubble, which happens to me every time, and which happens to a lot of people every time Damo plays Chris and Stevie live. Another little side story for you. I went to see Damo in the National Concert Hall in about 2012, the year Almighty Love was released. And he had played, he was teasing the new album. He said, I've got a new album coming out shortly. And I go, what's it called? And he goes, I can't tell you what it's called. And I go, and he goes, well, I'm going to do a song from it. And he did Chris and Stevie. As far as I know, that was the premiere of him doing Chris. That was the first time he did Chris and Stevie live. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I could tell, that was the first time he ever shown it. And when me and my brother Dave sitting watching the song and realising what he was singing about, two more young people cut down from a rope, I literally I turned to him and I was like, oh Jesus. And he goes, oh my God, I can't. And then talk to me and tell me how it was unbelievable hearing that song for the first time, and I'll never ever forget it. And he also played I don't know whether it was Canadian Geese or Fire in the Glen, and I remember shouting up to him. I go, after he did Chris and Stevie, and he goes, I hope you like them now, they'll be on the new album. And I go, oh no. Then I said to him, I go, what's the name of the new album? Of course, me shouting out in the concert hall, it's supposed to be a posh gaff. He goes, I can't tell you what the name is. I go, well, if those two songs have anything to go by, it's going to be another masterpiece. And he goes, thank you very much, and the whole place laughed. And so that was a nice little moment with Damo in a sold out concert hall. Supposed to be keeping it classy, but good old Jack Daniels, back in the glory days. But so yeah, Damo plays Chris and Stevie and absolutely turns the whole room to rubble, and it's incredible and a sight to behold. Seeing it live in person and watching it portrayed beautifully on this film by Ross Killeen, it really is incredible. So then we go back and visit our three stories one more time, Nadia, Jonathan and Paki, letting us know that they're grateful and they express gratitude, which is so important to them in life, and to wish people the best, and that like wellness is the key, and positivity is the key. You know, as long as you're well within yourself, you know, just wish everybody the best. Okay, just it's beautiful. It's such an incredible film. Just wish everybody the best. Be positive. And Nadia as well. She's got herself a comfortable, nice setup now, and she's thankful to God and to everybody every day. And Paki, the three stories conclude, and then Damien, you see him take a walk to the mountains, and he exclaims that music, nature, and gratitude are the key to dealing with trauma, and that music and magic lies in nature and in people. You know, when he's standing on top of a hill face looking down on a valley, and again, the landscapes, the wide shots, the everything about the way this film is beauty. The cinematography, everything is it's a beautiful film to watch. It really is. And then Damo exclaims that a grateful heart is a joyful heart. And you know what, Damo? I couldn't agree more. And you know what? I'd like to express gratitude now for you, because you are incredible. You are an incredible human being, and I'm so honoured to have you in my head with the music, in my life. I've shared this music with my wife, me and my wife. I've gone to over 40 concerts, 45 concerts, gigs of yours, and I've met you a couple of times. I've had the honour of meeting you a couple of times, and thank you for everything you do, Damo. Really and truly, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. My life is forever better that your music is a part of it. And then the film comes to its finale with "It's All Good" and a round chorus of "Love yourself today, okay, okay." You all know it, don't you? Yes, of course you do, because it's friggin' brilliant. Absolutely. The whole entire Vicar Street is bouncing, hopping, dancing, hugging, climbing on each other's shoulders. It's pandemonium, as we all know, because we've experienced it. But it's caught beautifully on film, and it brings the film to a perfect close with the entirety of Vicar Street in a constant, endless loop of love yourself today. So, that's it. The film ends, and you're forever better after watching it. This film, for me, is an easy 5 stars out of 5. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful stories told by beautiful people. Beautiful music. Beautiful scenery, cinematography. The black and white is an excellent touch. The shots filmed of the concert, truly an immersive watch, and it's 5 out of 5 for me every day of the week. Long live Damien Dempsey. Hope you like this video, and I hope you check out Ross Colleen's 2021 film Love Yourself Today. If you like this video, what you see in here, be sure to click like and subscribe and tell a friend. Philbo's Film Reviews, and that was Love Yourself Today, and make sure you do it. Alright? All the best.